Alright. Or just when I thought I could escape, it drags me right back in. Introducing our most exciting season yet. Overwatch 2 Invasion. So this is Season 6. There's a new threat to the world as the invasion of Null Sector begins. The world is thrust into chaos, and it's up to the new generation of heroes to save the day. Overwatch 2's Invasion brings new story missions, an all-new PvP core game mode, new ways to build on your skills with your favorite heroes, and yes, a new support hero. Find out how you can jump into the action with Overwatch 2 Invasion Ultimate Bundle, earn and collect new legendary skins, and get a head start in the upcoming Null Sector themed premium battle pass. That smells like the shop. That smells like the shop. The rise of Null Sector begins with new story missions. In 0 Hour, we saw the Rogue Omnic Group's Rogue. Hello, dude. I've done a lot of reading today. Give me a break. Omnic Group Null Sector invade Paris. It was thanks to Winston, Tracer, May, and a handful of other heroes that the city was saved from destruction. However, the global invasion has only begun. Null Sector is bringing utter destruction to every city and seems to have an ulterior motive to kidnap Omnics for an unknown purpose. It's up to new Overwatch team to find out what their plans are and to put a stop to them. But they'll need help from past allies and new faces alike if they hope to stand a chance. In Overwatch 2's Invasion, you and your friends can take on 3 action-packed missions. Only 3 is like, oh man. Okay, do they talk about pricing in here? That'll be pretty important. That take place in Rio de Janeiro, Toronto, and Gothenburg. Massive maps with collection objectives and an in-depth storyline that will guide you along the way. You'll fight against the intensified forces of Null Sector, who will continue to attack until you've completely dismantled them. Stay alert for challenging enemies that haven't encountered before, such as the powerful artillery and deadly stalkers. You can get started on your... Oh, I see it. You can get started on your mission to save the world with Overwatch 2's Invasion Bundle for $15 USD. This bundle includes permanent access to Overwatch 2 Invasion story missions. Okay, that's good. You keep them forever. 1,000 Overwatch coins equal to the premium battle pass, $10 USD value. A brand new Sojourn legendary skin, $19 USD value. Permanent access to Sojourn as a playable hero for new players, unlocked upon completing story mission challenges. The Overwatch 2 Invasion Bundle is intended to give new and veteran players alike the opportunity to explore this brand new story arc while giving them additional coins to unlock the premium battle pass or buy cosmetic content for your favorite hero. Okay, so the the 3 story missions is $15. And it gives you the story missions, 1,000 coins, a new Sojourn legendary skin, and permanent access to Sojourn if you don't already have her. Wait a minute. Okay, does it also give you the battle pass or no? Wait, hang on. Wait a minute. If the battle pass is included, if it's the battle pass plus coins plus the missions plus the skin, it's not bad. No? Oh no. I see it. I understand. So you get the Invasion Bundle. So basically you're going to get the skin and the missions. Most people have the character already. If you don't, then added bonus. And then 1,000 coins, which I'm assuming they're then going to want you... That whole point of the 1,000 coins is to get you to buy the battle pass. But they don't give it to you outright, so they give you the choice of buying something else if you want it. But then you won't have the battle pass. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, but it's not that great either. This 1,000 coins thing is like the only thing keeping this thing holding on for dear life. If you remove the 1,000 coins, 3 missions for $15. I don't know about that one, Chief. Overwatch 2 Invasion. Okay, I got that one already. You can also, oh god, you can also upgrade to the Overwatch 2 and Ultimate Invasion bundle for $40. You will have access to the above as well as, the Null Sector Premium Battle Pass, 20 Battle Pass skips, a $30 USD value. An additional 1,000 Overwatch coins for a total of 2,000 Overwatch coins, a $20 USD value, And 2 legendary skins for Cassidy and Kiriko, a $38 value. I don't know. This is honestly, I think Seagull called this like 9 months ago, and then like the PvE was gonna be tied to the battle pass. It feels like it's very tied. And oh man, for $40, you get 2,000 coins, 3 skins, and then some battle pass skips and the battle pass. I don't know, man. But like, so here's the problem I have. Ready? It's only 3 missions. Let's say a campaign is about 12 missions, right? Like, give or take. So let's just say that there's going to be 4 sets of drops of missions, right? And they're all going to either be $15 if you choose the first option, or $40, right? Chat, I am not the best mathematician, so I'm going to hit my calculator right here. If I bought the $40 edition for 4 sets of missions, assuming that on average there's going to be probably about 12 missions, and I'm saying that because like first is 3, I'm sure that there's going to be 2, 3, maybe 4 sets. You end up spending $160, and with the $15 version, at that end goal, you'll end up paying $60. And that's why I'm like, cool. I think that 4 number sounds like it makes sense, because think about it. $60 is about what people pay for a new game. So by trickling it out over time, they're not as like, you know, you don't think is like, oh, it's $15. Like, you know, $15 isn't a lot. But if it's like $60 or $70, your brain is like, well, that's a little bit more money. You know, I don't know about that one. So it's like a way to like drip feed it and like not think about, you know, how little the price is versus, you know, how little content you're getting. I don't know. It feels weird. It doesn't feel like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I don't know. I do question a little bit what it's not this season, but what it's going to look like 2, 3, 4, however many campaign drops there ends up being in the future. So I don't know. It depends on how good the missions are, I guess. So we'll see. All new co-op event. In addition to story missions, you'll be able to take part in new bonus co-op missions on King's Row, explore all new areas in King's Row's map, as well as guide an armed TS1 pushbot on a mission to save Iggy and the rest of the Omnic underworld from Null Sector. You'll face new objectives along with Null Sector enemies that feel somehow familiar. I don't know if the Archives event feels familiar. Polish Champ. Turning up the competition with Flashpoint. Also launching Overwatch 2 Invasion is Flashpoint, a whole new PvP core game mode available for all players in quick play and competitive play. This mode will feature 2 new locales that are Overwatch 2's biggest PvP maps to date. Teams will fight for control of key positions. The map is called Flashpoints, aiming to capture 3 of them before their opponents do. Wait, what? You'll have no time to relax once a point is captured, as the next one will already be waiting. Not only will this mode test your mechanical skills, but also your ability to plan ahead. Stopping opponents from moving on to the next flashpoint will be a huge key to victory. Wait, why does this sound like 2CP with extra steps? I'm a little bit concerned. Offering new ways to master your skills. Finally, we're introducing a new way to play and practice with your favorite heroes with Hero Mastery mode. These engaging training courses are specifically designed for each select hero, testing your skills with their abilities. Hero Mastery will also feature global leaderboards to showcase the top performing hero masters across the world. Overwatch 2 Invasion will be launching the first courses for a selection of heroes, with more to come in future seasons. Oh, it's not even going to be all of them? Oh, no. Don't tell me it's going to be like 2 tanks, 4 DPS, and 2 supports. Oh, man. Practice range will be getting a major update this season, with a brand new firing range to hone your skills, including dozens of practice settings and multiple targets to choose from. Finally, actual content I will use. Both of these updates will be available for all players starting August 10th. Wait, is the practice range season 5 or season 6? I thought it was season 5. No? Aw. New to Overwatch 2. If they are new to our universe and looking to jump in a new PvP fray, you'll be able to jump in with the Overwatch 2 Hero Collection starting on August 10th for $5 USD. Wait, what does this include? The starter bundle includes access to all of our legacy heroes, 3 legacy epic skins, along with 1,500 Overwatch credits to purchase additional cosmetics in the gallery. Dude, why does it make me feel weird that there's so many like little ways for them to like claw a little bit of money? You know, like it's not egregious, $5 for legacy heroes and some epic skins and 1,500 credits, but it's not coins, it's credits. So it's like Overwatch 1 content, likely Overwatch, 3 legacy episode. Okay, so Overwatch 1 heroes, Overwatch 1 skins, Overwatch 1 credits for $5. You know what I mean? Like it's not egregious, but it just feels like little claws, you know, like just new, like every way we can claw a little back, you know what I mean? I don't know. Feels weird. You can also choose to unlock all of the above, plus the 6 new heroes to Overwatch 2, Sojourn, Jungle Queen, Lifeweaver, Ramattra, and the new support hero coming on August 10th, with the Overwatch 2 Complete Hero Collection for $20 USD, and you'll receive 1,000 Overwatch coins to spend in the shop and 3 Legacy Legendary skins as well. So this one's not as bad because you get all the new characters, and I'm assuming the old characters too. But again, it's $20 to then claw away like a few more like legacy heroes. You know, it's like nothing wrong with it, just trying to reach its consumers' willingness to pay. Right, but like there seems to be more shop updates than like the game was getting. Like, you know, like I understand it's all in season 6. They're trying to hit everything at once, but like you have to also understand if season 6 is like the big season for them and they're trying to push everything out, it's not that weird to be like, huh, wait, why does the shop have like 19 updates as well? Because they're hoping that it's going to have a big explosion of players and people are going to come play the PVE campaign missions, all 3 of them. And so they want to give as many options as possible for things to buy. I don't know, it just feels weird, you know? If you want this game to have updates and make good content, they have to make money, and they are trying to make money. That's why this game exists in the first place. Who do you think you're talking to? You act like I don't know that. I was one of the people that talked about that going in Overwatch 2. I was called a shill by so many people for talking about why I thought certain things of the free-to-play model were good. Like, who do you think you're talking to about that? It's not about that. There's things like the skins. Like, of course they should be paid for skins. Of course they should try to make some money off the content. But there's little things. This $10 bundle or $5 bundle is literally all Overwatch 1 content that they're using to try to claw back little amounts because they're hoping that what they can do is I'll give you a little idea, right? So you have something as an entryway, right? The entryway into Overwatch is free to play, right? But how do you get people to spend their first dollars in the game? You give them a decent amount of stuff that they might not have, they probably don't have, for very little money. That way, if you don't have all the skin or all the characters, and you're someone new who picked up the game with friends, they're like, oh, just pay $5 and you get a bunch of characters, and you know, like, so that way you can kind of help catch up fast. Or $20, you know, and try to catch up fast. They're trying to capitalize on all the new players going to come in for season 6. It's not about them not making more money. It's that they're trying to have every single way that they can make more money be available. And it just feels a little bit weird by using Overwatch 1 stuff to try to like claw back a little bit more. So it's not new content, it's old content. So the argument kind of falls apart, in my opinion. But anyways, new adventure awaits. There's a lot coming with Overwatch 2 Invasion. Launches on August 10th. I'll be showing gameplay for as much of the new content later this summer, including Overwatch 2's Invasion reveal live stream on June 21st. That's the stream they were talking about in the last blog. I'll also play Overwatch on Twitter for more updates. Don't forget to keep an eye out for updates on news here too. We'll shine more light in the future. Log in Overwatch 2 starting June 13th for Season 5. Featuring a new Mythic Tracer. Okay, and then... Alright, that's it. So. I don't know, though. It's not the worst thing I've ever read, but I also don't think it's like... Yeah, I don't know. Feels a little bit weird. Feels a little weird. Blizzard's Overwatch 2 dev team ignited the community last month when it announced that the hero missions part of PVE content that was announced alongside the game in... And actually, it might cover... I'm slightly covering it. Okay, there we go. The game in 2019 was canceled. However, not all the PVE content was axed. I traveled to Blizzard's headquarters in Irvine, California to be the first person outside of the company to get my hands on the upcoming story missions. The story missions take place during the invasion of Null Sector, the rogue Omnic group. Overwatch 2's Invasion is the name of the upcoming Season 6 and includes these new PvE missions. The 0-hour cinematic, which arrived at the announcement of Overwatch 2 in 2019, showed Winston, Tracer, May, and others battling a giant Omnic to save Paris from certain doom. Following that battle, Null Sector continued wreaking havoc across the entire planet. In addition to bringing their brand of destruction to major cities, they're also kidnapping Omnics for mysterious purpose. Okay, we read all this earlier, whatever. The first wave of story missions, which arrive as part of Season 6 Invasion, includes missions in Rio de Janeiro, previously shown at BlizzCon. Okay, I was going to ask that. Toronto and Gothenburg. These missions featured enormous, objective-filled maps and in-depth storylines that blow past what we've previously seen in PvE content, often tied to seasonal events. What are they talking about with that? Archives or the Junker Queen thing? I don't know. We typically don't go into depth in-game with our stories, says game director Aaron Keller. This is a PvP shooter, and much as we try to build characters and build the universe through voice interactions, we've really never picked up on that thread that we first started with Winston when he had his recall cinematic that launched with Overwatch. He had this moment where he asked players, "Are you with me?" He's trying to get Overwatch back together, and we've had all these cinematics since then, and we've shown people responding to that call, but never tie it all together. This story that we're going to be telling in Season 6 is the moment that Overwatch gets back together, and they answer Winston's recall. In these new story missions, you fight against these intense mobs of rogue Omnics. According to Blizzard, Null Sector will continue attack until they are completely dismantled. While we've battled Null Sector before, the new enemy types like Annihilators and Stalkers add new wrinkles to how these battles play out. My hands-on session takes me to Toronto. This mission begins you with a previously on segment consisting of cutscenes and animations from previously released videos and strills in the Overwatch lore. Toronto is the first part of the first story mission arc, and so I appreciate getting caught up on the story. Wait, Toronto's first? That's interesting. This upcoming release delivers 8 new cinematics and is seemingly immersive or a seemingly innumerable amount of voice lines. Wait, it's going to be 8 cinematics? This upcoming release delivers 8 cinematics. Interesting. So 3 missions with 8 cinematics? It's gonna be like I wonder what they count as a cinematic, though. Is it like 30 seconds, or is it like the full, like, 3 or 4 minutes? I wonder. This PvE release will bring players the largest maps Overwatch has ever seen. For these maps, Blizzard created all new streaming tech and developed new tools to make it work. As I load into the mode, I arrive at a computer terminal. This communication screen allows me to dive deeper into Overwatch's lore with dedicated pages of emails and communications from other members of the team, or even look around at photographs on the desk to trigger voice lines. So I think it's like Winston's desk. Once I'm ready for the mission, I can initiate it from the same computer terminal. These story missions always consist of other human players, whether match-made or through your squad. The developers tell me that if a player drops, a bot may take over for the interim, but there's no current way to play alongside of a team of bots. With my full squad of Overwatch developers, I feel pretty confident, so we choose hard difficulty, which despite its name, is only the second highest difficulty level. When you go into a mission, you can select normal, hard, expert, or legendary. With that out of the way, we start the mission. Wait, is this just describe how the mission is? Wait, do I want to read this? The story mission consists of other human players, whether matchmaker through your squad. Oh, okay. The opening cinematic shines a light onto what is new going on in Toronto. Null Sector is attacking humans and grabbing Omnics who haven't gone rogue. Null Sector makes their point very clear. Humans have treated Omnics like servants for far too long, and it's time to liberate them. Null Sector ambushes a nearby group of humans and Omnics, but thankfully Sojourn shows up just in time to spring into action with a railgun headshot. Sorry, to save the day. Shortly thereafter, Cassidy, Reinhardt, and various other members of Overwatch emerge from the shadows, led by none other than Winston. How is that going to work? You're gonna have Cass, Ryan, Sojourn, Winston. Don't take damage. At the character select screen, we're limited to the characters who make sense for this particular mission. In this case, it's the team members who are in the cutscene, which encompasses the heroes of Overwatch. However, it's not that simple, as characters like Torbjorn, Soldier 76, and Zenyatta aren't around at this point in time. I choose Cassidy to take advantage of his new magnetic grenade, decent mobility, and solid range. Dude, I don't know how much I really believe of this anymore. The decent mobility of Cassidy? Are you shitting? Like, what are you talking about? Meanwhile, my teammates choose Mercy, Winston, and the mission required Sojourn. The narrative plays out through the missions and the accompanying cutscene, but based on which characters are selected by the team, you'll hear different interactions and picked up by unique story bits. Oh, that's kind of cool. Our mission in Toronto is to evacuate the humans and Omnics out of the city. As soon as we get out of the spawn room, we begin fighting off waves of null sector grunts to protect the evac ship. These basic enemies are just easy to pick off, but one part I didn't expect was for them to be destructible. Wait, what? Just when I thought I had bested one by blowing its head clean off with Cassie's pistol, it continued charging towards me. With another, I blow away its legs, but it kept crawling on the ground in my direction. I finished them off again in short order as a wave of Omnics stream onto the ship. Wait, that actually seems kind of cool. Wait, that's actually... okay. We pause the evacuation to fend off more null sector grunts, but this time there's accompanied by artillery bots. These enemies have giant mounted blasters that can deal heavy damage from far away. Like grunts, they're destructible, so we target the massive guns. With their ability to deal most of the damage taken away, they don't pack quite the same punch as they did just a few moments ago. We survive the wave and more Omnics flood into the ship. We repeat this cycle, and with waves of enemies increasingly targeting the ship, with dog-like robots whose sole purpose is to damage the ship, we keep defending it, keeping an eye on the ship's health, and thankfully they thwart the null sector's attack and the ship escapes. Dude, I just think of like spawn room on like control point, and they're running into the spawn room. It's like, you're not supposed to do that. From there, we continue through the downtown area. As with most games, clearly defined combat arenas give you hints that enemies will be arriving soon, but you'll have to fight some random null sector bots en route to them. That makes me a little bit nervous that it's like archives, but anyways. The next big encounter introduces a new menace to the Overwatch crew, Stalkers. These mean bots pull nearby players in with a gravity beam and unleash hell on them. Stalkers are among the most dangerous enemies we encountered in our playthrough of the mission, as some getting pulled in often led to them being downed and in need of revival. It's the best to keep them at a distance. As we continue through, we meet up with Claire and an Omnic trying to help Overwatch in its mission. As we work through the powered down underground metro, we encounter our next enemy type, the Subjugator. These floating null sector robots will largely ignore the player characters in favor of going after the friendly Omnics. If they latch on, they attach a metal clamp to their head, disabling them, which we see happen to one of the unfortunate Omnics during a mid-mission cutscene. It's clearly not a good thing. Throughout the remainder of the mission, we fend off massive groups of grunts, subjugators, artilleries, and stalkers while learning more about Null Sector, and could face off against Ramatra in the near future, ? One combat sequence even includes an elite version of the Grunt, which packs an extra punch and requires more damage to take down. This battle in particular almost does us in when Stalkers down both Mercy and Winston, but by working with the Sojourn on my team, we can survive. We get the final area of the mission, an all-out push to an evac ship in our own of the middle of the park. The numbers standing against us are overwhelming. I just had a weird thought. If a character gets buffed or nerfed during the campaign, like, do they suddenly suck? Null Sector really wants to keep Overwatch and Claire from getting away. At one point, I turn the corner to come face to face with their artilleries. I do Cassidy's ultimate to deal a good amount of damage, but my Blizzard teammates know better than me, and they tell me to get on the evac ship, and I do just that, and the mission comes to an end. As we watch the end of mission cutscene, Cassidy says Winston should give up on finding Soldier 76, as Jack is too busy chasing ghosts. Genji decides it might be a good idea to recruit Zenyatta, so he heads off in that direction. Meanwhile, the rest of the team heads off to Torbjorn in hopes that they will have some way to remove the Omnic head clamps in the Subjugator's install. Though I only played one mission, it was a chunky piece of gameplay. Without taking into account the cutscenes, our playthrough of this Toronto mission lasted 31 minutes. Okay, interesting. I was just pleasantly surprised by not only how massive the map is, but how diverse the battles felt. Not only that, but you're given the added bonus of receiving Battle Pass progress for your effort. Okay, dude, I don't know about that one. While I was still disappointed by the cancellation of the hero missions, I've always wanted an expansion of what was seasonal event PVE content has offered since the original run of Overwatch content. The story missions feel like the evolution, expansion, and ultimate execution of that foundation. I look forward to experiencing all 3 story missions in the first wave when Invasion arrives. So 31, okay, this is actually an important point, is 31 minutes to complete it without cutscenes. So that means it'll probably be, for 3 missions, it'll probably take somewhere in the range of like 1.5 to 2 hours. Probably about 2 hours if you take in, you know, depending on how long cutscenes are. So 2 hours to play it through the first time to learn everything, and then maybe you replay it like 2-3 times, like on like harder difficulties, maybe trying to get like a high score if there's a scoring system. So I don't know. I could see it probably being good for like a couple days, you know. But this is where I come into part where I'm like, this is why I'm disappointed about PVE. It's because the original was like endlessly replayable, more stuff. Like, I'm worried that after the first, 1 or 2 days, if it's all gone, it's like, oh man, that's tough. But 31 minutes is a decent chunk. Still look forward to it. The Overwatch 2 Invasion bundle will cost $15. It will include the 3 story missions, a brand new legendary skin for Sojourn, plus access to Sojourn for new players once they complete the story missions, and $10 worth of Overwatch coins, enough to purchase a premium battle pass. For $40, you'll get all of that plus the Null Sector premium pass, 20 battle pass skips, and an additional $10 in Overwatch coins, a legendary skin for Cassidy, and a legendary skin for Kiriko in the Overwatch 2 Invasion bundle. That's not a bad deal. It kind of is, though. It's not great. Like, yeah, they throw all these things at you to give you extra value, but like, if you don't want the battle pass, if you don't want coins for a skin, you're paying $15 for just the missions. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want those things, like, this is only the first drop, right? Like, let's assume that there's going to be 4 drops of missions, let's say, for, let's say, 12 total, 3 for each one. You'll end up paying $60 in the long haul. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Why wouldn't you want them, though? Well, if you don't want to pay $10 for... Sorry, let's say you don't want to pay $15 for $10 worth of cosmetics, then it's not worth it to you. Like, they're giving you extra value by like, oh, we'll give you some coins. Like, yeah, but like, you don't want the coins. You're there for the PVE. Like, you want the missions, right? So it's like, they're bumping it up by giving you other shit to like improve the perceived value. Because if you want $10 in coins, you'll just buy $10 in coins. You know, it's a bit of a real talk. It's a business tactic to try to get you to buy it by being, well, it's better value. The same thing happened with the bundle before Overwatch 2 released. But anyways, let's continue. The Invasion season also includes a new bonus co-op mission that takes place on King's Row. The mission is called Underworld, lets players battle through never-before-seen areas of King's Row. The guide an armed pushbot forward on a mission to save Iggy in the Omnic Underworld from Null Sector. This mission will include new objectives and enemies that Blizzard hints players might recognize. This update will also add hero mastery missions to test your skills behind the favorite characters. So, yeah, I think we're getting some hero mission. I think that we'll get more with this. Is this the hero mastery missions? And I don't know. Fuck it. Anyways, though the hero missions were canceled, Keller says the team took some of the work in it did in those and repurposed them into other content. The event mission that we're releasing in Season 6 is based off of some of the hero missions that we've built, he says. We would like to look at reusing more of the stuff in the future because I think there's a lot of really, really cool things that can be done here. Okay, you know what? That's kind of hopeful. I like that they're taking that approach. I trust Aaron for that. If you're strictly into Overwatch 2 for the PvP content, this season also includes Flashpoint at PvP Core Game Mode. This mode will be available for all players in Quick Play and Competitive Play. Adds 2 new locales. They're the biggest PvP maps in Overwatch 2 to date. In Flashpoint, teams fight for control across different positions across the map. The objective is to capture 3 of them before your opponent. As soon as one is captured, the next one becomes active. Just sounds like 2CP with extra steps. I'm a little bit nervous. Season 6 sounds like by far the biggest release since Overwatch 2 launched last year, and while not every season will be as big of a content drop, players should expect some seasons to just explode with content like this one will. Interesting. Season 6 is definitely bigger, Keller says. We don't want to save up content. We don't want to save up content and save it for these giant release years down the line. That's what a box release would have been for the game, because we really want to be supporting the live game. But at the same time, this is a really big release coming up in Season 6, and this is a culmination of working on a lot of things that for years prior, we've been saving us We've been saving and us recognizing that we don't want to always be saving content like that. Okay, so that's actually an important sentence. Basically, Aaron's been saying this a lot recently, where he says, like, they're trying to focus on, like, the live service game, you know? And I understand that. I like that. I like that they're doing that. But unfortunately, like, they're always going to be kind of behind the 8 ball. It's like, you should have been doing that 5 years ago, you know? It's like, now it's like, you're playing so much catch up, you know? And I think that this is also the team trying to get to a point where they start shifting the live service portion of the game away from just being about heroes and map releases. We do want there to be more to an Overwatch season than those 2 components as the biggest part of the season. Wait, one more time. We do want there to be more to an Overwatch season than those 2 components as the biggest part of that season. Okay, that's what the story missions are for in Season 6, and we have plans for other seasons in the future that aren't necessarily around story missions. They can be around other parts of the game. Keller wasn't ready to talk about when the next group of story missions will be made available, but assures players that the team is working on more story missions and has a grand plans for the future. Additionally, the team aims to be reactive to player feedback on the first missions and adjust accordingly. Overwatch 2 Invasion, aka Season 6 of Overwatch 2, kicks off with 3 story missions on August 10th. I don't know. Interesting. It's good. I mean, it's good we hear stuff about it, but a little nervous at only being probably about 2 hours of content. It's only 3 missions, and obviously they're trying to get you to buy the Battle Pass and buy the $15 version, and then they're also trying to spice up the $40 version. If you buy the $40 version 4 times over, dude, I don't remember the math on it. What was it, 160? 160 for buying it 4 times if there's 4 expansions of missions. That's a lot of fucking money to be spending on PVE for this game. So, I don't know. I'm very neutral. I'm very much in the middle ground. Some of it, I like the ideas of some of it, but some of it rubs me the wrong way. So, I don't know.